Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for another edition of I Survived. I am so excited to be here with you tonight. My name is Rita Green, and I am your host for the evening. Again, welcome to I Survived. We are going to be talking about something that's so important, which is alcoholism. It is something that has been in almost 90% of homes in America. So it's something that's not something that we shouldn't keep under the rug, sweep under the rug, and something that we shouldn't keep a secret, but most of us do. So we're going to air it all out today. Our special guest is Miss Marjorie Taylor, and she is going to share her story of triumph and victory on what she went through and how she overcame it. So welcome, Marjorie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story. I know that this is going to bless a lot of people because people don't have the opportunity to really talk about the abuse of alcohol and what it can do and how you get started in it. And you are going to be a very huge tool for a lot of people in a vessel. So thank you for your transparency today. And thank you for what you're going to share.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what age did this start happening for you?
I am from Indiana, born and raised.
Okay.
I have several brothers and sisters. I graduated from Northwest High School in 92. And this began back as far back as I can remember.
Wow.
It started with let me give you this so you can go to sleep method.
Wow. So that means you were a child.
Yes.
Wow.
So as the years went on, you see it in the house. You see it as a celebration. It's learned behavior.
Yes.
And periodically from being as a young child, tragic things happen. Being abused physically, emotionally, sexually, and psychologically. That plays a very big part.
Yeah. And so, but this was something that was obviously introduced to you. I mean, you didn't even have a choice. It was just given to you, which is just unbelievable. So for you to even, as a child be introduced to this and be able to break free from it is amazing. So I'm excited to really dig in deep and hear more about your story. So you were saying it was introduced as a child and it was given to you to just basically saying, let me help you sleep or calm down or whatever. Do you remember about what age you were? Or was it given to you by a parent? 4.
It was by a parent. I would say like 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
I think maybe the next time it was at a wedding.
Okay.
And I was a little bit older, about 9.
Okay. Wow.
So it went on a lot, in my household.
Yes.
And I saw, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I saw how they reacted to it, how they act. I studied that.
Yes.
So when I became of age, well, I still snuck as a teenager. I began to take on to it. We began to be friends and began to become acquainted.
Right.
And when I was younger, I had to be a parent as well. Because my parent had done the same thing.
Yeah.
It's something that grabbed a hold of her as well.
Yeah.
So, throughout time, I would say early 20s, I use it as an excuse. I'm an adult now. I can drink. I've worked all day,
Time to relax.
Yeah. So I thought.
Right.
But throughout that whole time, I was very, very depressed. And I didn't know how to fight it.
Yes.
So the alcohol became my like bestest friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And as you know, getting older, it it actually grew into my God.
Wow. That's
Like,
big.
yeah, anything that came in that brown paper bag,
Yeah.
anything it said do, any emotional,
Yeah.
anything it said do, I did it. And I was an emotional drinker.
Mm.
So any emotion I had, whether happy, sad, indifferent, whatever, any excuse I could use, that's I used it, to drink.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you, was there anything that caused you to want it more? Was it something that was emotional or something that was happening in the house or happening with you internally that made you crave this, or was it just over the course of time it just became something you just like to do?
Over the course of time, uh, I let my emotions take over.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I had control. So
That's good. Yeah.
thought I was grown. So
Wow.
as
Yeah.
long as I paid my bills and took
Right.
care of my child at the time, then I can do whatever I want.
Right.
We use being an adult as the excuse all the time. We never, and we also use, well, this happened to me, that happened to me, and it's really a choice.
Mm.
Nobody made me do it,
Yes.
but the depression and the emotions, all that stuff together, it was just my friend.
Yes.
I
And you
loved it,
said
and
that.
it loved me at the time.
Absolutely. And you made a really good point when you said, it's learned behavior, something, and as adults, we don't realize that, the interpretation of what we do, especially with drinking, you were like, it was a celebration. There was always something fun or exciting attached to it. And as a child, when you witness that, it's like, well, I can't wait till I get older so I can do these things. And I'm so glad you said that because that's going to be an example for so many of us, to watch what we do and watch how we do what we do, especially in front of our children. And you said that, a lot of it was driven from depression. What was going on with you that you were, feeling depressed and down or low?
It could have, it from way back when, it could have been from the abuse from a parent,
Yeah.
the molestation. It could have been just living in your household, growing up poor, because
Yeah.
all these things, did take place.
Yeah.
Just trying to be a fixer to other brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
and being an adult very early.
How old were you when you were molested?
I would say 7,
Hmm. Was
round about.
it a family member?
Yes, it was a family member,
Mm.
and it made me look at men like, uh-uh.
Yeah.
It made me think that all men are the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And
painted that picture for you.
getting older,
Mhm.
in drinking, you have a lot of poor choices.
Mhm.
And you let men talk to you any kind of way, treat you
Yeah.
any kind of way,
Yes.
because you're trying to fill a void,
Mhm. Right.
uh,
Yeah.
an emptiness.
Yes.
So I knew what an emptiness was very early.
Right. Mm.
Um, in high school, I drank a few times,
Mhm.
but as my early 20s, that's when the monster grew.
Wow.
I mean, grew to the point of suicidal.
Yes.
And, I
What
felt
were you
like that as a
suicidal
child.
over? Was it because you felt like you couldn't stop the drinking, or was it everything compiled? You said you went through the abuse, you went through the molestation, which no
Yes.
child should have to endure what you endured. But all of that combined, is that what led you to having suicidal thoughts, or was it just the drinking?
It was everything. I was very tired and I
Mm,
felt that I have reached the end of the
yeah.
road. Like,
Wow.
and I stopped believing in God as well. I
Wow.
lost all hope, faith
Wow.
of
Yeah.
any kind.
Yes.
So I just felt like God, I was one of the bad kids he put in the
Mhm.
corner.
Wow. And so many, that's powerful. So many people feel like that
Mm.
because it's all of this happens and it's like, why? Why me? And God, where are you? Yes, I understand that. So at this up until this point, like you said, you felt like you were, the bad kid in the corner. Wow.
And I felt like, well, drinking, I felt like, well, he's never done anything for me. So
Right.
what do I have to believe in him for?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And I really thought, you know, I would think to myself, okay, I'm in my 40s. I probably have 20 more years to left. I
Wow.
can They'll go by, I'll just drink it
Yeah.
away. And I thought that was the way, realistically in my brain, that's what I thought. I was just gonna leave this earth that way.
Yeah.
I was developing a mental illness through that too,
Mm.
because you drink this stuff that is killing you. People telling you all these things, and you believe them. Because we do believe it. And when you drink, you don't know any different. You don't want to know any different. You just want to be medicated, and you want to be numb to everything and everybody. It was like I wanted to kill myself really, but I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Right.
Wanted to like
Yeah.
drink it out.
Yeah. Wow. So what did alcohol do for you? What did it do? So you mentioned numbing. Did it numb you? What purpose did it serve for you? And what did it numb you from?
It numbed me from pain.
Mm.
It numbed me from daily activities. I just wanted my mind just always gone. I
Mm.
wanted to be there, functional, but I wanted the worries to just leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the time, that's what it did for me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it also, the bad part, um, it made me the anger grew,
Mm.
insecurities grew,
Yes. Right.
um, relationships is destroyed. It made me a thief. A
Mm.
thief, not as in stealing money, but
Yeah.
stealing people's love, stealing their time, stealing their joy,
Wow.
just their innocence. I'm developed coming into this monster, and I'm taking these things from people, you
Yeah.
know, who has really tried to help me.
But that's what was done to you.
That is true.
Yeah. They
And
you
I lacked
yeah.
so much discipline.
Mm.
I was like a wild child, just,
Yeah. Mhm.
you know, I drink whatever it was I was going to drink, and I was just wild. And then another thing I wanted to say, we use we use a lot of things as a mask. We have a mask, and one of those masks I have is being easy on the eyes.
Mm.
When I learned that was a weapon to some men, to people, period.
Right.
Oh, I could get away with a lot, you
Mm.
know.
Mhm.
Um, when in actuality, you're not that cute. You a dressed up trash can. Honestly,
Wow.
honestly speaking. But
Wow.
you couldn't tell me that. That's not what my God said. That
Yeah.
liquor
Yeah.
bottle, that's not what it said.
Right.
It
Right.
told me
Ooh,
to manipulate
powerful.
where I could. It told me to, whatever, like I said, whatever it told me to do, that's exactly what I did.
And what did it tell you to do? What kind of things did it tell you to do?
Like I never got into a fight. I will
Mhm.
say that.
Mhm.
it told me more like more of the manipulation.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was very mean for many, many, many years,
Uh-huh.
like a lot.
I can't even imagine. You're so sweet.
You change does that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's some things still there.
Mhm.
The residue is
Yeah.
right there with that little meat crease right
Right.
there, but
Uh-huh.
it's still there. It told me to a lot of people. One thing I was fortunate of having was a good job. I
Okay.
don't know how in the world that happened through all that time, but I've always had a good job. So I've always been able to um, supply my own habits. You
Okay.
know, I
Yeah.
always hung around people for the most part who had
Mhm.
money. So if there was a time I didn't have any,
You
you
had,
know,
yeah.
it told me to drink and drive
Wow.
to
Did you
where
ever get in an accident or did it ever?
I've never been in an accident, but I've been to prison several times.
Uh-huh.
Somebody could have been killed. I could have killed myself.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
There is a lot of consequences
Mhm.
when that we put on ourselves just to give in to an addiction,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, and the consequences are not always right then and there.
That, ooh,
They're
it's true.
long term, like for example, you lose your license or you have to be on probation or parole.
Mhm.
I've been there and I've done all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And fast forwarding a little bit, this one particular time very I was suicidal.
Yeah.
Um so I went to Eskenazi.
Uh-huh.
They have like a suicide center or
Right.
suicide ward or whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
And I had one of my friends drop me off there. And at the time, it was just the thought,
Mm.
just tapping on me and tapping on me.
Yeah, yeah.
So after you're there at Eskenazi for a while, they send you over to Midtown,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
1700.
Mm.
At the time was taking anxiety medication, taking Zoloft and what all this medication because I was developing a mental illness
Mhm.
and I had all these symptoms. I was
Yeah.
depressed,
Mhm.
severely depressed, and a lot of anxiety. So after the Midtown, they ship you
Mhm.
to another place that kind of eases you back into society, so to
Right.
say.
Right.
And when I was at that place, I was so tired of living. I
Mm.
didn't want to exist.
Yeah.
Then here comes the pity party. Nobody's going to miss you. And this whole time, I haven't taken responsibility for anything I've done to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, just crazy stuff. You only got so many years to live anyway,
Mm.
and I had planned it, what I wanted to do.
Okay. And what did you plan?
In the back of the building, well, kind of in the back, like it wasn't really an alley, it was railroad tracks
Uh-huh. Okay.
back there. And this day I wrote a note, and I never did any other drug, but I knew people who did.
Right.
And I was going to call one of my friends who shot heroin,
Mhm.
and I was going to get that
Yeah.
because, sometimes all it takes is that one time and that's it. And I was really hoping for that. Like,
Wow.
how you hope to get a new pair of shoes you've been wanting. I
Right.
really had that type of emotion. Like,
Mm.
I was just hoping, just let this just do the trick.
Wow.
So as my mind was racing this particular day, and it was a lady there, and she said, "You awful busy." She saw something, the
Uh-huh.
movement. She said,
Right.
"You are very busy." She said, "What are you doing?" I said, I'm on a mission to end it all.
Mm.
She said,
Wow.
"What are you trying to end?" I said, "This life." this thing
Yeah.
that I consider life.
Yeah.
I didn't want to live it anymore. So she said, I have a number to a place that can help you.
Wow.
And I tried to really talk myself out of uh, getting help.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
say, he ain't never helped me. It is,
Mhm.
ain't no sense in starting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the lady, you know how you stand there and watch somebody dial the number?
Hmm.
And I just dialed it just so she can get out of my face at the time.
Right.
At the time. And
Right.
the lady answered the phone, and she said, I'll call you back. And it's a ministry, you know,
Okay.
that I called. And
Did
I'm
you know it
still
was a
here.
ministry when you called it? Were you aware that it was a ministry?
Uh, yes, I
Okay.
was.
Okay.
And I was thinking, she said, well, they're very strict. You have a lot of rules to follow. I said, heck, I'm trying to.
I ain't doing that.
I said, no, I ain't doing that. So I called. She said, well, give me an hour and I'll give you a call back.
Uh-huh.
And when she called, no, before she even got off the phone, I cursed the lady out because I'm like, you don't know if you have, room for me. You just put me off like everybody else, just creating this big old huge problem that was
Mhm.
never there.
Wow.
So she told me to come in, gave me the address. So I said, you know what? Why not? You've
Mm.
done everything that you can do. Let
Yeah.
me try something different.
Wow.
And it's just funny how out that morning I was on a mission.
Yes.
I
So you just
was,
want to go to the railroad tracks
hmm
and you're just gonna lay down what were
I
you what
was going to, I was going to call my friend
oh, that's right, with the
and
heroin. Right.
have him
Uh-huh.
shoot that heroin in my arm.
Wow.
I wanted to disappear. I didn't want to suffer.
Right.
Well, I never did heroin before, but
Yeah.
me watching other people,
Right.
that was the solution that I thought I knew
Yeah.
that I knew what to do. Um, and I'm grateful that it did not happen.
Me too. And then this lady just came out of nowhere.
She was a resident where I was,
Uh-huh.
because there was a few people there. But you know how you two people are doing something they have no business. Okay, me and the lady, I was in my addiction and she was in hers. And I was like, why is this lady telling me about this and she's not doing it herself?
Mm. Wow.
What's going on here? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but everything is, she was just sent. That's just the way I took it.
Yeah. Yeah. She was sick. Yeah.
Even in other people's darkest moments, they
Mhm.
have something in them that they can give as well. And
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, that's
and
powerful because we oftentimes miss it and we overlook things because it's not dressed a certain way, because it doesn't come to us the way that we're expecting. And like you said, sometimes, we are given words and guidance from people who are going through themselves and they don't look like the finished product that they're talking about. So we dismiss it when really they can hold the key.
yeah,
There's a quote that says, when you know better, you do better. But there are
yes,
some people who just haven't done it, but they still have the knowledge. And
yeah,
that is important. And another thing you said that I thought was really powerful was how you said earlier, the excuse is, well, I'm grown. Now you're 21, you can go get alcohol and we mask and hide behind, I'm grown.
mhm,
And that really stuck with me. It spoke to me because I say that all the time. I'm like, I'm grown. And but that just exposed to me, that's not an excuse. Just because you're
yeah.
grown, what being grown only means you have the right to make your own choice. It doesn't mean that your choice is right.
So I wasn't grown,
Mhm.
because I didn't make the right choice.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, in the Bible it speaks a lot about, he always says his children. I'm still one of them little raggedy kids.
Me too. We all are.
But when I came here, on my way, I was, you know, I was still talking myself out of it,
Mm.
just going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it just so happens one of the ladies that worked there was going the same direction that I needed to go. So I had went ahead and asked her if she could drop me off, because everything I had, like clothes, car, I gave it away. And I gave it away in more than one way. I gave it away because I took on alcohol.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just lost myself.
Yeah.
And I also gave it away to one of my friends and let them have it. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I
Yeah. Yeah.
just gave it away. I gave up everything
Yeah.
for this brown paper bag.
Right. And it
So
sounds so
sad.
simplistic, but it's not, because that bag represented a lot.
I'm a,
Inside of your bag was a lot. It was a lot of hurt. It was a lot
yes,
of anger, a lot of bitterness, a lot of resentment, a lot of abuse, the molestation, the
yeah,
alcohol that was given to you. All of this was in that bag. It was
yeah.
more than just a bag.
And I
And
never ran from it. I
yeah.
embraced it. The
Mm,
people, any liquor store I went to,
yeah,
they knew who I was.
right, yeah.
They had it prepared for me, like when I
Wow.
would get off
Isn't
work.
that something?
Yes,
The enemy makes it so easy to fall. I mean, when you wanna fall, he has a cushion for you. He got it ready for you. Ain't
yes,
that something? And then when you try to do right, it's like it's a struggle, but it's easy to go backwards. It's just
yeah.
not easy to go forward sometimes. But for you to have gone through all of that, oh my gosh, and then not not succumb to it for the rest of your life, and not be, the fact that you're still here is amazing. It is so amazing. Like, wow. So you go through the battles with suicide,
Yeah.
and then and tell me this: when did you lose hope? When did you lose hope in God?
Um,
Because that's a process. It's a letdown after letdown after letdown after
because
letdown, from what we feel is a letdown. So when did you lose your hope?
um, you know, I honestly I think it was lost when I was a child.
Wow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just I just got to a point I said I'm sick of hoping. What in the
Ooh.
world am I hoping for?
Yeah.
I didn't have there was nothing. It was so empty. The brokenness and
Mm.
the emptiness that I had there, it was nothing there, even as a child. And you know, it I still found a way to forgive people,
Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
I never forgave myself.
Wow.
And I didn't know at the time you have to start with
Yes,
yourself.
you do. Yeah.
Well, if you don't do you first, then you really can't help anybody else.
Yeah. And you're just
So
as worthy of you, if you're not worthy of forgiveness, then nobody else is. You are just as worthy, if not more, of forgiveness. So you said that yeah, you with the hope, and you got tired of hoping. What did your hope look like? What were you hoping for?
I thought I was hoping for somebody to rescue me,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him to send.
Mm, wow. Mm.
I was hoping just a person, anybody he would just send my way,
Yeah.
had pure intentions.
Yeah.
of helping me, not wanting something from me all the
Yeah.
time, or wanting to use me for this or wanting to use me for that.
Yeah.
Just one person.
Mm.
And he did. I just didn't have any discipline. I
Yeah.
was so blinded by the bag.
Yeah.
I just didn't pay attention to the
Yeah.
people that he really sent to my life.
Mm.
Um,
And so when you felt like that, that it was never sent, then it was just like, I'm done. And so many people, I'm just telling you, I mean, I have rarely spoken with people who are going through that have hope. So many people right now are struggling with having hope. So many people have stopped believing in God. So many people have stopped trusting God. So many
yes,
people are angry with God, and they don't want anything to do with him because of how the story was written for them. And you are representing all of those people, and how you can take a hopeless situation, a hopeless life, a hopeless trail and path of bitterness and resentment, and how you can be healed from that.
you can. The biggest thing I learned in this facility, I it's a self-examination place.
Mhm. Yeah. That's hard to
So,
do. The fact that
oh
you
girl.
listen, anybody who takes time to self-examine, they are the most powerful people in this world. When you look at self and you
Yeah,
consider self, because you can look all day long, but if you don't consider your faults and where you are really at, you're not
yeah,
doing it. So the fact that you have been in this place and for 5 years,
yeah.
listen, you are a powerful person. When did that hope, when was your hope restored and what happened?
The first thing I'm going to tell you this first.
Mhm.
What I learned is how I had to teach myself
Yeah.
how to exchange the community spirit for the Holy Spirit.
Ooh, somebody put that in the chat so we can go back and look, listen, and watch, and look, not only listen, but look at it and read it.
And
Wow.
the community spirit is not just in
Wow.
the bag, in the bottle.
Yeah.
It's a community spirit. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes a little bit further to me than
Right.
just you going in the liquor store that says community spirits.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once I learned how to do that and surrender, when I'm telling you, I was like a little kid
Yes.
just fighting me,
Mhm.
not other people. I'm fighting me and the
So
things that was in my mind.
when you
Uh,
started to examine yourself, what did you see?
I saw the ugly that other
Mm.
people saw.
Wow.
I I wrote a list. The first thing I did was wrote a list of everything I didn't like about myself. I didn't care if
Mhm.
it was one strand of hair longer than the other.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
I did I didn't care what it was. I started to research myself. So I started to reintroduce me to me,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
I studied me. I studied like lust, for
Mhm.
example.
Yeah.
Why did I choose the men that I chose?
Mm.
There is men here, and if you pay attention to yourself, they will show you exactly why you chose it. And there's men here as well that will show you exactly what a man is supposed to do. How is
Wow.
you understand what I'm saying? How he's supposed to act, how a man is. It showed me um how because the lust, is very, very big.
Mhm. Mhm.
We hide that a lot too.
Yeah. Yep. True.
It showed me how to appreciate myself, that I am enough and I don't
Mm.
need nothing else. It showed me, looking at all the bad that I
Mhm.
thought was bad, it showed me really the good.
Mm.
A
Yeah.
lot of, and one of most broken relationships I had was with my children.
Wow. Wow.
And that's, praying to God and allowing Him to heal me and forgive me for the just unnecessary things that I gave them. I pushed this addiction off on them. They
Mm.
didn't ask for this. I
Wow.
hold a title. My
Yeah.
title is to be mom.
Yes. Wow.
And I didn't do what my title, like what I was supposed to do. I didn't do
Mm.
it. Luckily, they had their dad who picked up the mother and the father. He picked up
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
And I'm very grateful
Hmm.
for that. So that's where the hope came in. That is, I had this list, that I wanted God to, what I wanted Him to do, not
Yeah.
realizing, girl, you got some work ahead of you.
Yeah.
So when I started putting in the work,
Hmm.
seeking and uh, wanting Him to heal me from those hurtful, empty places, when
Yeah.
He began to make me whole,
Yeah.
is I had to understand I had to be broke down to
Hmm.
be rebuilt,
Yes.
all over again. So when He began to show me things that it is hope, because I put in, it would never left.
Mhm.
Actually,
Yeah.
I just was in the wilderness
Yeah.
and I didn't want to return.
Right. Absolutely. What was she had to exchange the communities? Yes, Michelle Jones. Thank you for putting that. That was so powerful. Oh, I just yes. Wow. So the day that you walked away from your God, meaning the alcohol,
Mhm.
what did you feel? Was it hard? Did you struggle? Did you go back? What was that
Um,
transition like?
okay. The first year that I was here, um, I didn't drink until, this is how we have to protect ourselves. I didn't drink till one time I went to Florida, and
Uh-huh.
then we went to Vegas. And Vegas is Sin City. So when you get around familiar things,
Yeah,
familiar people, you
right.
get that comfortable in an old place. And I drank
Yes.
again
Right.
at that time. But after, I have no problem exposing myself about anything.
Absolutely.
That is where my growth comes from. It doesn't matter what it is, you have to face you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to get that together. I
Yes.
left here for about a week and I came back,
Uh-huh.
but I made myself some promises. I
Mhm.
made them to me, not to God, because we break promises to Him all the time.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I made it to me because I owe myself happiness. I owe
Mm.
myself joy. I owe
Yeah.
myself me.
That's big.
There's because there's nobody else who's going to help me, really. There's no but me. It was just me and God. So I
Yeah.
made those promises to myself. Do
Right.
not leave this facility until He has released you. Get the running out your feet.
Right. Yes.
We run into the wilderness. It's going to be there.
Right.
And I just made promises to myself. I owe myself.
Yes. That's beautiful.
So today, you know, um, and I get asked a lot, when you going to leave? You've been there 5 years. This is how I feel. And I don't mean to be smart when I say this. If
Uh-huh.
you ask God to heal you from something or
Yeah.
to take a stronghold from you,
Uh-huh.
whatever it is, break a bondage, that is that doesn't have a time limit.
It
That
does.
is between you and Him.
Yeah.
So if somebody's healing from something, that's none of my business.
It's not.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Right.
it's actually to me kind of rude to ask somebody.
It is very rude, and to put that expectation as, and first of all, as if you know what it means to go through what I've been through, number one, but how dare you try to insinuate that I've been here too long? Do you know how many years it took to even get here
Mhm.
with you, and how many years of pain and struggle and abuse you went through? They weren't asking you then, how long is it going to be before you leave the alcohol? So don't worry about how long it's going to be before I leave here now. Okay.
And now, when I think about it, some of those people probably drank with me,
Yeah.
or,
And
you
they're
know,
stuck.
you got this. And actually, no, I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't have
Absolutely.
it. I
Yes.
gave it away.
Yeah.
I try to give away me
Yeah.
to get me, you
Right.
know.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm very grateful. I have a lot of joy now. I have a lot
Mhm.
of free.
Yeah.
I'm free from me.
Yes. I
An
love that.
old person. It was like shedding
Yeah.
a new skin,
Right.
you know. So I'm very grateful that I've was even given this time on earth to even clean myself up in whatever way that may be. We don't, when they say grace and mercy, that's exactly what it is. You
Yes.
know, we don't appreciate a lot of things. We do a lot of genie prayers. Oh Lord, please help me,
Yeah.
please, a
Yes. Oh,
lot.
that's so good.
And we don't put in work, because
Right.
there's some areas I'm very lazy in, and I
Yeah.
don't want
You
to
all are. Yeah.
put in the work.
Right.
Um, but
That's
I
good
am
that
work,
you said that. Because we do treat God like he's a genie in a bottle. When we
Mhm.
want something or something has gone wrong and we are at the rock bottom and we come knocking on his door, Lord, please take it away. Help me through this. Get me through that. But he's like, where have you been? What work have you put in? The communion, the
Yeah.
fellowship with him, talking to him, praying. He's not a genie in a bottle and he doesn't move just because you say so. And
And
that's
when he
so important.
and when he tells you to be still,
Yes.
if you don't do it when he says, because he's a gentleman, he's very, very polite.
He is.
He's
Yeah.
going he's gonna do it in his way, and we don't like it a lot of
Right.
times where he does it.
Right.
Because it's like like you have gotten on a kid. I told you to
Yeah.
stop. And since you didn't
Right.
want to,
Right.
this is what you get.
Absolutely. That's so true. And then we get mad. You know,
Yeah.
my kids do that. I will tell them something for I don't even know how many times, a million times over again. I mean, for years, every single day, simple stuff. Take out the trash, pick up this, pick up that. Don't do this, don't do that, and they still do it every day. And then when I decide that something's about to happen, their feelings
Mhm.
are so hurt. But
Yeah.
I've been telling you this whole time and you didn't listen, and I get that. That's exactly how God does. He's like, I've given you grace. I've given you grace to, I didn't whoop your butt when I told you to take out the trash and you didn't take it out, and I
Mhm.
didn't spank you when I told you to clean your room and you didn't. But I'm tired of telling you and you're not doing it. So you're not doing it my way, so let me show you how it's about to be now. So I get that. And I repent to God for the times that he's told me not to do certain things. And I did. I understand his discipline now, just through what you
Yes.
said. Yeah.
And I
Just be still, be still.
Yes, and I still negotiate with God, at least in my brain.
I
Can
do
I
too.
do such and such?
Right.
You don't do such and such. But I
Right.
really have come to know that he is, when the times is hard, he is truly my only friend. Now I
Yes.
can repeat to people and they can help me think clearly,
Hmm.
about a situation, but to tell him, he
Yeah.
is the only
Yeah.
somebody, someone who's going
Yeah.
to fix it, who's
Yeah.
going to help me. And he
Absolutely.
doesn't have to speak very loud when he's speaking to me. You know,
Yeah. That's
I hear
beautiful.
his voice
Right.
over the noise.
Yes. 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 That is
And
powerful.
just very grateful for my children. You know, you you feel detached at times when you are trying to get yourself together, and
Yeah.
some people's kids cut them off.
Mm.
You don't get no more chances with them.
Yeah.
So for them to have the hearts
Yes.
that they have, and the understanding, and
Yeah.
to walk with me,
Yes. Wow. Woo!
because they're young adults,
Wow. Oh my God.
their time has not come
Mm.
for you know the adult life, so
Yes.
they can sit back and think, well, my mom did this, and they can even ask me, to help them out of it.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm very, very grateful for my
Powerful.
children.
Mm, mm,
They're
mm.
my biggest cheerleaders.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Other than my
Powerful.
spiritual brothers and sisters,
Yeah. 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 But for you to say, oh, the babies, they walked through it with you.
yeah. And they don't have to,
Right, because most children they do, like you said, that they get angry and they're just done because they feel like they're the kids. They didn't ask for that. But what do your children mean to you?
yes, they are my world. I had to save my life in order to help
Mhm.
save their lives.
Yes.
Because
Wow.
this is not how life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is not the normalcy of how life is, just
Yeah.
dysfunctional every single day. And
Mm.
also, there's a lot of curses,
Mhm.
when you be that needed to stop,
Yes.
as
Yes.
far as perversion, as far
Yeah.
as drinking,
Yeah.
as far as there's just a lot,
Yeah.
and I pray over that a lot about curses, you know, from my family. I don't want my
Mhm.
children
Yeah.
to be the one grabbed up from it.
Yes. They won't because you already survived it. You broke the mold. You broke the curse. So they won't have to. You've given
Yeah.
them just like, your parent passed you the alcohol, you've passed them the victory. They're not gonna
Yes.
have to go through that, which is amazing. And people who are generational curse breakers are powerful. There's nothing that you can't do. Especially when you look back over your life and you see this was handed down to you. So this was already going on, even in your own parents' lives. And
Yeah.
then it was passed down to you, but you're not going to pass it down to your babies.
Oh
You're not.
no.
No. Yeah.
And like I said, they're young adults, so who knows when what they may experiment with, or what might the wind blow their way, or what they may be thinking. Well, whatever it is, I hope it's none of this,
It won't be.
just to find something else. Because we can say that all day, but
Yeah.
they have a mind of their own.
Yes, absolutely.
But for them to see everything I went through, I'm
Yeah.
going through, from the worst to the better.
Mhm.
And I'm glad that they got to see it, and that it's okay. You're a human being.
Yes,
Just, take an alternative route.
absolutely. And
And
whatever route they take and whatever they experience with, you've given them the tools to know how to overcome it. So they're going to be okay. They're going to
yes.
be just fine. Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
wanted to make a statement as far as children, like teenagers, or
Mhm.
children who has grown up in a foster home. That heaviness, because I used to be one of those kids, and I see a lot younger kids that's in a foster home, who's it's really sad to watch a child be depressed
Yes. Ah,
when
that is, yeah.
they need to be playing kickball in the streets. And
Yes,
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I to just pray.
Mm. Yeah.
It They can make it through. and to tell if something is not right.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
I've experienced that as well in a foster home. I
Mhm.
just felt the need to say that because
Absolutely.
it's very common to
Yes.
just let your kids go.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of children in a foster care system,
Yeah,
you know, to tell when something is not right and
absolutely.
that there is a God and they don't have to take on all the cares of the world.
Yes, yes. And I think that even through your story and your testimony, which is so powerful, that you have given people the option to hope again. Now
Yeah.
they know that it's possible. They know that it's possible when you lose hope that you can get it back. When you don't believe in God, you can believe again.
Yeah.
And He will send somebody. He will send somebody. Wow.
All you have to do is ask. He'll
All you have to do
send
is ask.
somebody your
Yeah.
way.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So I am so grateful for your story. It's so powerful, and I hope that you stay where you are for as long as you need, because
Yes.
you have to be whole when you leave. You have to be whole so that you don't go back. Because
Yes.
once life is is presented to you, if you're not whole, you're going to make some choices,
Mhm.
and so don't even allow other people to put a time limit on you. And if they
Oh yeah.
need to just be gone. They need to go on about their lives. Don't worry about you. But I'm proud of you for sticking in there and for
Thanks.
making this decision for you. That's powerful. That's beautiful. So tell us what you're doing now. Tell us about your jewelry. I know that you make handmade jewelry.
I do.
Ooh,
I
and those are so cute. So that you made what you have on, the earrings.
yes.
Those
Yes.
are so cute. I want some of those. And blue's my favorite color.
Yes. You send me the address and I'll ship them to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So
I
how did you
created,
start? How did you start with this? What made you even know that you could do this?
well, actually, being growing up in a poor home, I had to be very creative with uh, wearing clothes over and over and over.
Yeah.
So, and it's been in my family. My mom sewed, my grandma, and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. And I just gravitated to it. And I did go to college for it. I have a bachelor's in
Wow.
fashion merchandising, but I
That's
never put it to good use. You
yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
you can't make alcoholic clothes.
All right.
So when I came here, my mind was clear.
Yeah.
When you walk the line that he asked you to walk, well, he told you to walk in the first
Yeah.
place, he do give you your heart's desires.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So my heart's desires was, I've been to school, it's my passion.
Uh-huh.
You know, I really didn't want to sew anymore.
Uh-huh.
I did a lot of that in my college time.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you're over 45 now. I need you to do do something that's long term. Not saying that clothes aren't, but
Yeah.
I've always loved earrings.
Uh-huh.
I just love jewelry.
Yes.
So I bought a little box of beads, and
Okay.
I just started from there.
Wow.
Donations that we would get, I would
Yeah.
like denim. I would just make little earrings out of the denim or whatever, and it just grew, you know. And I was like, well, what am I gonna call myself?
Yeah.
Marjorie. And I got Jory, the main part of my name, out of Marjorie. So
Wow. And so that's what your jewelry line is called.
yeah,
That
Jory.
is beautiful. And I,
Well,
I think
thank
we
you.
have some of the pictures of some stuff that you made. We can show everybody. Oh, these are beautiful. Were those earrings?
Yes.
Those were beautiful. And tell us about what else that you make. Do you just make earrings or you make different types of jewelry?
Different types. Um, Actually, in April, I was
Uh-huh.
supposed to open a boutique downtown, but I got like extremely blessed with way more things. So I needed to Now I need to find a way bigger space.
Okay.
So my little bitty big picture I thought I had is becoming humongous,
Wow.
so
I'm not sure what happened to the picture. It went away so quickly, but I think that our producer is going to put it back on if he can. But if not, then we will post them on this live. We'll post them in the comments, and tell us where we can find you. How can we purchase jewelry from you? How can we support you?
I'm on Facebook, Marjorie
Okay.
Taylor.
Okay.
Instagram is Joy Collection, and that's pretty much it. You can inbox me. I show pictures all the time on Facebook.
Okay.
Um, an inbox.
Yeah. And
Some people have my number
right.
to call me.
And they can do that privately on inbox.
Mhm.
And I have, while we're trying to get that back on the screen, I do want to show these. I have these on my phone. This is
Oh yeah.
something that you made. This is a piece you made. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
I love those. So, so, so cute. What was your inspiration behind those?
Um, the colors. I started with the colors.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I started with the colors because of the spring,
Okay.
and I wanted the shapes. I had this really big bag of all these shapes.
Uh-huh.
So I said, just let me just put it together. And I haven't seen anything like it. So
No, I haven't either.
let
Those
me
are
just put the
really
shapes
good.
together in all the colors.
Wow. And yeah, because you have a lot of colors in here. You have yellow, green, pink, blue. Wow.
Yeah.
Those
And
I like those. Those are really
most of the things I make has a lot of color. I pray over this stuff. So
yes, absolutely.
the life comes out of it with the colors.
yes, yes,
See?
yes. That is so amazing. And tell us once again where we can find you and how we can reach out to you to support you and purchase some of this amazing jewelry that you have.
You can go to my inbox,
Okay. And spell out your Facebook name for us so that they know.
MarjorieTaylor. That's the Facebook name, and the Instagram name is Jory Collection. And I do have a website.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. It's not up to par to where I would like it, but you can still go to joryboutique.bigcartel.com.
Jewelry boutique at bigcartel.com.
Yes,
Okay.
Jory, Jori.
Oh, jewelry. Okay. All
Yes, boutique.bigcartel.com.
Jory. Okay. I'm gonna write it down for
It's 8 o'clock.
so I can go back and visit it. Well, when we get off, I'm gonna go straight to it because I love all your stuff. So, what's next for you? So, you talked about your shop, which you thought was you were going to do, but now God has blessed you and expanded your gift and your items. So, is your goal now to just get a bigger space and then move your stuff in there and start selling out of there?
Yes,
Okay.
because it's clothes and purses and all the stuff us women
Yeah.
like.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
My, pretty
So
much my
clothing too.
style, clothing and purses and shoes and stuff like that.
Okay. And
And
what
lots
is
of
your
jewelry.
style?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What is your style? Tell us about your style.
I think that I am classy.
Okay.
That meets it still has to be enough to me for daily wear. I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have to be, and I can get extravagant as if need be.
Okay. What's your favorite clothing piece?
I love a dress,
Oh, okay.
wrap dress. It's
Yes.
my favorite all time thing.
Oh,
Long, short, and it's so easy. You dress it up, dress it down.
yes. Uh-huh.
Very accessible.
And what's your favorite piece of jewelry that you made yourself?
Um, a pair of denim earrings, and they have fluorescent balls on them. And I think
Ooh.
they're my favorite because denim is the way of the world. Everybody finds comfort in uh, denim.
Yeah.
It's the
Ooh, I need
American
to
way.
see those. Yes. Okay, so here we go. Here's some more of your work. That is so cute.
Thank you. And they
Yes.
can be any color. You know, today I just chose to make a gold pair.
Yes, I love that. Ooh, I like these.
Thank you.
Yes, girl. Those are cute. Oh, you are. Oh, yes. Now, those are probably my favorite so
Oh,
far. I love those. Okay, so those are my favorite too. They're all my favorite. These are all my favorite. Oh, those are beautiful. This is what we first saw. Yes. Those are amazing. Okay,
thank you.
wow. So listen, everybody run to her website, jump in her inbox, blow it up because these pieces are uniquely made. They are made with anointed hands. They are beautiful pieces. We all need to add a piece of something to our collection because we ain't got it all. So make sure you get something that's unique for you that other people won't have. Thank you, Sis
Thank
Mark.
you so
Ah,
much.
gosh, you have just been such a blessing today and have really opened my eyes to a lot of things and have really exposed the truth behind
Mhm.
alcohol and it being a God.
Yes,
And that gives people an identity so that they know what to call it so they can call it out and change it. And you
yes.
have really given us a lot of powerful information today. So I can't thank you enough. I've even thought of things that I can change and do differently as a parent.
Oh,
So, and even, having, even just having a glass of wine or whatever your beverage of choice is, especially with celebrations, you got to be careful. And I've learned that, because I'm teaching my kids if I have a glass of wine and I'm thinking that that's just the best thing. And I don't drink wine, but I do have a beverage every now and then. But whatever the drink is, it doesn't matter. Just the way that you use it, you have to be cautious and realize who's watching you. So that's something that I took away from it as well. So thank you so much. Thank you so much
well,
for
thank
being here.
you.
Thank you for telling your amazing and powerful story. Thank you for sharing your beautiful jewelry with us and your story. Oh my gosh, it's just I'm overwhelmed with it. It's so amazing.
And
Um,
I hope it reaches somebody like
yes, yes,
in the midst of their dark storm. Just
yes,
let it be
absolutely.
light.
Yes, just let it be light. And
Yeah.
I know you've extended yourself to allow people to inbox you if they need help. And
Mhm.
and please, if you need help, take advantage. Or even if you just want to ask questions, please take advantage of this opportunity because there aren't a lot of places that you can go and a lot of people that you can talk to. And she's making herself available to you. So if you have an issue with alcohol, or if you think you do, or if you think you might, please reach out to her. You can also reach out to the National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. Again, it's 1-800-662-4357. Please, I strongly urge you, I beg you, don't let this be silent. Don't let it be silent. Say
Yes.
something. And if you need a safe place to go, these are safe places for you. Her inbox or that helpline, there are safe places. Thank you so much, everyone, for
Thank
tuning in
you.
today. Thank you for being our special guest.
It
I
was
am
my
so
pleasure.
excited that you were here today. Thank you. It was a pleasure for us. And again, that helpline is available if you need it. Marjorie has made herself available if you need it. And make sure to join us next week. We have sisters, so we'll have two interviewees, Lashana Williams and Felicia Williams, and they have survived dysfunction. They have gone through a lot with their parents and in their house. So this is one that we need to tune into because all of us have survived some form of dysfunction, or we're going through some form of dysfunction, and we need to hear what these two young ladies have to say. Their story is powerful. You do not want to miss it. You probably want to have your kids join so that they can be a part as well, because we're going to get deep, and I know that it's going to reach them. But we also want to hear from you and what you have survived. You know that we love to hear stories of inspiration and stories of tragedy that has turned into triumph. So we want to hear from you. What have you survived? If you have a story that you would like to tell, please reach out. You can inbox me at Rita Green on Facebook, or on Instagram at the Rita Green, and with two E's, THEE. Or you can send us an email to the isurviveshow@gmail.com. Again, it's the isurviveshow@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Again, thank you to our special guest and her powerful and amazing story. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing this video. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you to Christopher Green, our executive producer. We appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.